Death is on the horizon for Clash of Clans. Find out now if I am crazy or if I am right. Welcome! Yes, we're talking about Clash of Clans and the death by 2020. What? What am I talking about? Well, first off, of course, I'm not trying to put down Clash of Clans. I love Clash of Clans. They're a good company, but I'm afraid they're just not quite right on the path. Of course, you know, I make Clash of Clans content, so I'm not going to put them down, but I have a couple things that they need to consider, or maybe not need. That's probably a strong word. I would hope they would for this not to fail in 2020. Now, why do I say 2020? Well, that's about 3 years, 2.5 years away. So I've got 3 things for Clash of Clans to do that if they do not do, that I think there shall be death, destruction. Anyways, so again, I love Clash of Clans, but the 3 things I want to first mention. So the first thing on the list is tournaments, in-game tournaments. Now, what I mean by that is where it would be easily accessible for anyone to join. Either you're a free agent or you have a team and you join up and you win prizes. Either free gems you could get, or specifically even better, gift cards, money, whatever. Just like any tournament play in any game, it will produce competitive gameplay. And of course, within this, there's many things that you could do. People could enter just like in, you know, you can go to Halo tournaments, you can go to Call of Duty tournaments. You enter in, you know, $100 a team or whatever it is. You enter your team. I mean, you could go cheaper, of course, $5 a player. And then from that, if you win a grand prize, you win a pool prize, something like that. Yes, Supercell will need to feed into it with some money, but I will guarantee you something like that will enable and produce more Clash players and hardcore Clash players and people getting involved than, say, coming out with like, well, we'll get to my third point. So stick around for that. Of course, within this, it has to be fair play. So that means Supercell has to crack down on permanent bans for all modders, no modding at all, and honestly, CWL is not enough. Now, you might be thinking, well, what CWL? You're in CWL. Halo? Come on, man. Well, what I mean by that is, well, it's not enough. CWL is not enough. One, it's not run by Supercell. What I'm talking about is in-game. Everyone knows about it. Not many people know about CWL. You would find it. There's a lot of players that don't. Casual gamers that don't. However, those casual gamers would love the competitive tournaments. Being able to just enter, you know, go up with the team. We could have a 10v10 war or 5v4, heck, 40-40 war. I mean, you could do all kinds of things with it. But of course, war focus. So again, I've said this over and over. The lifeblood of Clash of Clans is war. You take away that, and you're gonna get in trouble. And that is my next number 2 on the list. Number 2. Am I getting crazy enough for you? No, I am not. I'm gonna be monotone. The rest. Number 2 on the rest of the board. Clash does not need Town Hall 12. Builder halls, Town Hall 13s, new things. No, it does not. Now, if anything, Clash of Clans could use new troops. I could give more variety of troops. We can have that. Do they need new upgrades? Certainly not. We found that out. If Town Hall 12 comes out, you're using new tricks on an old dog. That's not even the phrase. What am I talking about? But something like that. Again, but I understand why they come out with a builder hall. In Town Hall 12, if they want to come out, it generates millions of dollars because you have tons of people gonna gem up. However, if they keep doing that, it will not go well for the game. It's gonna break. It's gonna fall. It's gonna die. And my prediction, 2020. Well, that's a rough estimate. I mean, could it be 2023, 2024, 25? Yes, but then you're getting on way up into like the 10-year range. Over past that, that's gonna get scary, man. Around that 10 years, it's hard to keep a game going. Even with a huge game like Halo, you've seen drop in players because, you know, and even other games, Call of Duty, if they don't put out a quality game, just kind of putting out content but not quality, sales drop. We see this even with huge games beyond mobile games, which are bigger. So again, number 2 on the list, do not bring that out. They cannot do that. Clash, do not go to Town Hall 12. Do not keep giving us upgrades. the grind is real. You know, I think it takes a year. It took me over 3 years to get the max Town Hall 10. I mean, that's crazy. That's crazy. What am I doing with my life? I could be loving my life. I could be loving my wife. Ooh, that kind of rhymes. Anyway, so the third on the list, and I do have 3 things I was going to talk about, is stats. Okay, so I've made this comparison before. Now, one of the largest gaming industries in the entire world is fantasy sports. Now, if you don't know what fantasy sports is, well, pick up a Google and Google it. Anyways, fantasy sports is one of the most competitive gameplays, game modes, games in the world. It is a game. I treat it is a game. And it's super competitive because it creates loyalty. It's great at creating loyalty to your team, the love of your own players, and it does this by giving you stats, giving you statistics, my friends, giving you wonderful content that you can break down that enables the competitive atmospheres. Now, what am I talking about? Well, I play fantasy baseball. In fantasy baseball, they break it down. They give you home runs, batting average. Every single thing imaginable is built around this, and it's all related to stats. So when you're talking about your team and players, you know, sure, your team, they might win a game, but that's not important. How do they do in the game? And then when you're with your other buddies and you're in your league, and you talk about it. Oh, my player did this. What about your player? Oh, I got 20 home runs this year. Oh, what a great pick I had. He's smacking it with 20 stolen bases. What do you got? Nothing. My pitching's on fire. So this is kind of friendly trash talk going back and forth, competitiveness, and it makes you have to delve deeper into the game. The good players scout the team, scout it, just like in Clash would. To be that, you want to break down. So what I'm talking about is, how can it correlate? Well, Clash of Clans, why can't they give us the stats of how often do I 3-star with Lava Loon? How often do I fail with using Queen Walk Hogs? Do I actually succeed using Mass Dragons? And then once you start to see this, you're like, oh my goodness, I have never I 3-star 10% of the time using Queen Walk Hogs. What am I using this strategy for? Or the perfect example, Go Wipe. How many 3-stars are done with Go Wipe? Because so many players in Clash of Clans play Go Wipe. Why? Red alert, YouTubers, bad YouTubers, leading people astray. Unfortunately, it still happens. That is the one thing in the community. There's bad YouTubers out there who don't understand the war aspect and leading people astray. That they need to step it up. Anyway, so that is my correlation. Those are the top 3 things, but we're not over yet. The hardest thing, I was thinking about this, and it's a challenge to all of us. Supercell, me, Clash, everybody. The hardest thing is not being stuck in the status quo and churning out the same things. Now, I struggle with that producing videos. I'm trying to make some new changes, trying to do some different things, and I've got some works in the works. That doesn't make sense, but I still got some works in the works. So my challenge for all of us is to step it up. Step it up big time. And what I mean by that, step it up, Supercell. Step it up, Halo Okraheads. Oh, yes, step it up. Get a slap on the face or something. And I challenge you, my subscribers, and whoever's going to watch, step it up. Now, what does that mean? It can just relate to Clash. It can relate to your life, to relate to everything. Just step it up. And certainly, Supercell, you need to get on the ball, or you're going to find yourself in the graveyard digging a hole for the big Clash of Clans, because it's going to be thrown in. No one's going to play it. My prediction, 2020, do I think that's a valid prediction? Am I clickbaiting? I think it's not far off. I think 2020 is not far off. Will the game just end in 2020? No, that's not what I mean. But will it succumb to death, to no one playing, and it's not really fun anymore? Yeah, I could see 2020 happening if they keep doing what they're going to do and not change it up how I mentioned above. So, guys, get yourselves up off your booties. Do some stepping uppins. I'll continue to make some cool videos, hopefully coming out with some fun stuff. Maybe, hopefully, yes. And thanks again for watching, appreciate it. And as always, my friends, and as always, I like you, I love you, Halo.